Next, two former Penn State football players face ongoing rape charges. We'll have the latest details on the case.
Plus, a Center Film Festival returns to State Theater in downtown State College, celebrating independent cinema from around the world.
And a student startup that's looking to change the electric vehicle market.
I have three projects in the pipeline right now. So right now my main focus is finishing those and making sure they're as good as possible, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Robinson.
And I'm Isabella Cahill. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Reports. Our top story, the latest on the election, and what's next in Washington and here in Pennsylvania. President Biden will host Donald Trump at the White House tomorrow, 1 day and 1 week after Trump beat Kamala Harris in the presidential race. Yesterday, Biden and Harris made their first appearance together since her election loss. They observed Veterans Day by laying a wreath on Arlington Cemetery. Meanwhile, control of the U.S. House is still not officially set. More than a dozen races still haven't been called around the country. In Pennsylvania, Democrats will retain majority control of that state House by just one seat. Republicans will again control the state Senate.
We have new information today in the case of two former Penn State football players accused of rape in Center County. Kavion Keys and Jameel Lyons both face felony rape and sexual assault charges. Both men were scheduled to have their preliminary hearings in Bellefonte tomorrow, but we have just learned their court dates have been pushed back until next month. The alleged crime happened in July at their on-campus apartment. Police say the victim was a 17-year-old student.
Fire crews are still battling wildfire across the Northeast today, including one that killed a Parks employee. One fire is nearly 5-mile blaze on the New York-New Jersey border that's only 2% contained. About 25 structures are threatened by the fire, but no evacuations have been ordered. At least 4 other wildfires are burning in central and northern New Jersey. In New York State, a state park worker helping firefighter died when a falling tree hit him on Saturday near Greenwood Lake.
State College School District will phase out its International Baccalaureate program from the high school. The school board voted 4-3 recently to make the move because of stagnant enrollment and costs. 20 students are enrolled this year, and the program costs up to $138,000 a year, not including a $13,000 fee paid to the IB organization.
Ceremonies around the nation and here in Pennsylvania honor military veterans and service members yesterday. At Penn State, the university's 13th annual Military Appreciation Week paid tribute to veterans. Reporter Grace Eckerly has more on the story.
Penn State University honored veterans with a series of events on the Old Main Lawn to mark Veterans Day. Vets, those missing in action, and prisoners of war were honored at the annual Military Service Recognition Ceremony, hosted by Vet Alliance, the university's Veteran Employee Resource Group. The event brought together students, faculty, and staff who served or are now serving in the armed forces.
I think it's really important to honor veterans here on the campus, to really just signify their duty and service to their country, and show the transition from active duty to a student is a massive transition, and it's something that it takes a great deal of effort, and it takes a brotherhood and camaraderie to help transition.
The ceremony officially launched Penn State's 13th annual Military Appreciation Week, this year being dedicated to honoring former prisoners of war, missing service members, and their families. University President Neely Bendapudi shared a message of gratitude.
As a country and as a university, we remember the individuals who answered our nation's call to serve, but who have not yet returned home. You are not forgotten.
The events behind me at Penn State left many with a deep sense of gratitude for our country's heroes. It's a fitting tribute to the legacy of veterans across the nation. Veterans Day, observed nationally on November 11th, is a time for Americans to pause and reflect on the efforts of those who have served in the armed forces. It's a day to honor not only those who lost their lives in battle, but also the millions of living veterans who dedicated themselves to defending America's freedoms. In State College, I'm Grace Eckerly for the Center County Report.
Penn State has one of the largest communities of military and veteran learners, totaling about 5,000 students both online and on campus. And speaking of on campus, Penn State's total enrollment is holding steadily this year across the state. The university reports almost 88,000 students enrolled this fall. That's a small percentage of 0.1%. statewide. Penn State says University Park saw its second largest ever incoming class this fall, but Commonwealth campuses saw a 2% overall drop.
Filmmakers from around the state and around the world are converging on Center County this week. The annual Center Film Festival is underway in State College and Phillipsburg. Reporter Declan Stablo is live in downtown State College with more on the festival. Declan?
Thanks, Michaela. I'm here at State Theater in downtown State College, where day 2 of the Center Film Festival is just about to get underway. Yesterday, I had a chance to attend the festival's opening night and talk to some of those involved.
Thousands of miles from Hollywood, Cannes, or Sundance, State College will be the heart of the cinema world this week, as the Center Film Festival returns for its 6th year. The event draws filmmakers from across the globe. For directors like Alex Laura, the Center Film Festival is a unique experience compared to others he's attended.
Of course, having a lot of students here, I think it's important. In some ways, I don't think it's comparable to other film festivals that maybe, they've been there for a long time, but they lack that, young spirit.
Festival co-founder Pearl Gluck says hosting in State College opens up the work to a new audience.
It's one thing to show your film in London and in Tel Aviv or in New York or Cannes. It's another to bring it here to people that would otherwise not be exposed to these indie films.
Thanks to the efforts of festival staff and volunteers, State Theater was transformed into a venue fit for Monday night's red carpet kickoff event, with some of the biggest names in Center County in attendance.
Having people come here, it gives us a chance to have an enriched cultural dialogue here in Center County.
Mayor Ezra Naines also says the festival has a positive impact on the State College economy.
When you have a film festival of this caliber, people come to see it. And so that attracts tourism, it brings awareness and recognition of our town, it puts us on the map as a cultural destination.
This year, Naines has a personal attachment to the festival. His close friend, Charles Dumas, will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award on Sunday. After marching on Washington in the 60s, he took up acting in the 80s. Dumas reflected on how his life experience shaped his work as an actor and a writer.
Well, I believe that theater is a tool that which you communicate truth to people. And so they feed each other, because it's all about truth and it's all about helping people move to the next level.
Today's slate of films features work from around the world, including Iraq, Israel, and Palestine. The first shows will be in Carnegie Cinema starting at 3:30 before the festival returns to State Theater later tonight. In State College, I'm Declan Stablo with the Center County Report.
Thanks, Declan. Still to come on the Center County Report, we finally got some rain here in Central PA. What's the rest of the week look like? We take a look at the forecast.
And an annual holiday tradition returns to State College soon. Also coming up, a new electric car charging solution being developed by a Penn State student. We take a closer look. At Penn State, innovation isn't just a buzzword. For some, it's a way of life. Students are creating solutions to real-world challenges, including in the tech and sustainability space. Dave Clipper takes a closer look at one student's startup that's making an impact.
Jonathan Smith is a Penn State student and CEO of Streamline Charging. His company is tackling one of the pressing issues in the electric vehicle industry: accessible charging stations. Using resources from Penn State's Happy Valley Launchbox and Origin Labs, Smith is developing innovative charging solutions designed for easy and efficient public access.
Yeah, so Streamline Charging, we have a patent on a new type of EV charging station that cuts installation costs by a large amount. So for our first pilot project, this cut down installation costs by almost $5,000.
As well as funding and support from Penn State, Streamline Charging also has won about $45,000 in funding from national grants.
I'm here at Origin Labs, where Penn State entrepreneurship students are utilizing facilities to innovate and test their groundbreaking ideas. Projects like Streamline Charging exemplify how students are pushing the boundaries of innovation right here at Penn State.
Streamline Charging is part of a wave of student-led initiatives supported by the university's incubators. With access to mentors, funding, and a network of industry experts, students like Jonathan are building startups that aim to leave a positive mark on our world. In State College, I'm Dave Clipper for the Center County Report.
With Penn State's resources and guidance from professors, Smith's project could soon be a game changer in the electric vehicle industry.
Well, as you left the house this morning, you probably needed to be diligent about taking your jacket. We have some of the coldest air of the season in place today. Temperatures only getting up into the 40s this afternoon, and that chilly week will continue. High temperatures in the 40s through the end of the work week, although we do have some rain on the way for Thursday as well. A live look over the golf courses at Penn State right now. We had a few clouds around this morning, but those have quickly faded away, and we're seeing lots of beautiful blue skies. A temperature of 46 degrees, but it feels just a bit cooler than that with the wind chill that we've had in place. Winds have been gusting out of the north anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour over the course of this morning, and actually just a bit more in portions of eastern Pennsylvania. But the winds out of the north also causes something else fun this time of year. When you have the warmer lake water, that causes some lake effect snowfall. And so this is the first time I've seen lake effect snowfall on our radar so far this year. Just a few light bands over the border of upstate New York and portions of the northern tier of Pennsylvania here, but really didn't amount to much in terms of accumulation, just a few light flurries for folks there. Here at home this afternoon, we'll be seeing a mix of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures, as I mentioned, though, only into the upper 40s, so it will be chilly, and later on this evening, it will be a cold evening as well. We'll be clearing out. That will allow temperatures to dip down into the 20s in some places. You see 25, the low there in Bradford, 27 in Franklin. Tomorrow, really not much of a notable day in the weather department. We continue to see some clear skies, but then tomorrow afternoon, clouds begin to build just a little bit out ahead of our next weather maker. And here it is, this cold front that begins to approach late in the afternoon on Thursday. That will bring some rain showers with it. So when we time it out here, Thursday morning starts off cloudy, maybe just a bit warmer than today and Wednesday, and then we see the rain showers on the approach as we head toward the 3-4 o'clock hour. Wouldn't surprise me as well if we mix in a few wet snowflakes with these, especially in some of the higher elevations, although I do think we'll stay mostly rain here in State College, if not entirely rain. By the time we head to Friday morning, still could see an isolated shower as that front continues to move through, but we should be drying out for Friday afternoon as well. We still really need the rain, so it's a good thing that we're getting more of it. Areas of Pennsylvania in a severe to even extreme drought, and even with the rain we had on Sunday, we still need all the drops we can get. So in the 7-day forecast, our most substantial chance of rain comes into play on Thursday, and again, could see a few wet flakes up in the higher elevations, and then we have a chance for some showers on Monday as well. Temperatures climbing into the 50s for the weekend.
I'm so excited for the snow. I've been waiting for it. Putting on my puffer coat today. I was so excited.
I'm excited to finally get some real snow.
Thanks, Tyler. Now let's go over to Jack Kiefer with sports.
Coming up next in sports, highlights from Penn State's annual whiteout game as the Nittany Lions took on a Big Ten newcomer at Beaver Stadium. Also ahead, Penn State wrestling gears up for a new season. You'll hear from coach and wrestlers as the Nittany Lions try to repeat as national champions. I'm Jack Kiefer with sports. Penn State football hits the road this week with its playoff goals still firmly in place. The Nittany Lions are coming off an impressive whiteout win against Washington on Saturday night. Gianna Brown has more.
Under the Saturday night lights and in a sea of white, Penn State's whiteout game brought a new opponent this year, the Washington Huskies. Penn State rolled into this one hoping to bounce back from a heartbreaking loss to Ohio State. In the first two quarters, Washington struggled to score. The Huskies missed a 45-yard field goal, while Penn State's Jalen Reed snagged a crucial interception in the second quarter. The Nittany Lions offense clicked well, and they led 28-0 at halftime. Even with Penn State heavily in the lead, it didn't stop the fans from cheering and creating the best show in college sports during the Penn State whiteout in Beaver Stadium. Penn State's defense was relentless, allowing just 74 rushing yards while racking up 5 sacks. The Huskies could only muster 2 field goals against Penn State all night. Penn State's Katron Allen capped off the night with a 1-yard touchdown run. Franklin praised the Lions' ability to bounce back during this game.
But tonight, our guys played exceptionally well, and specifically in the first half. Tyler Warren continues to make plays a ton of different ways, and I'm proud of him there.
This win keeps Penn State in the hunt for a playoff berth and a potential home playoff game. In State College, I'm Gianna Brown for the Center County Report.
Saturday's kickoff at Purdue is set for 3:30 p.m., and you can listen to the game live on Penn State's Comm Radio with our broadcast team in West Lafayette, Indiana. Over to high school football, the State College Little Lions hosted the McDowell Trojans in the District 6 6A Championship over the weekend. The Trojans knocked the Little Lions out of the playoffs last season. Harlan Pena has the story on State High's revenge.
The last time these teams played was last year's playoffs, and McDowell ended State High season. This year, it was very different as the Little Lions had it safely out of reach by halftime.
Super excited to do it here at home, to have my family here, to do it in front of our stadium, and most importantly, to be with our kids and our coaching staff.
You saw the Little Lions run up the score, but let's talk defense. The Trojans only got into the red zone 3 times, and the Little Lions stopped them all 3 times, with a missed field goal and 2 turnovers in the first half.
We got one of the most sophisticated defenses in the state. I mean, my hardest opponent all week is going against them and compete on Tuesdays. So it's just the fact that we can go against each other and give each other the best look every single day, it means something.
2 weeks ago, State High faced Bishop McDevitt, and their defense gave up 55 points. They had a bye week to rest, and tonight they gave up 7 points late in the fourth quarter with the reserve players in the game.
It's amazing. I mean, these guys knocked us out last year, so this game was definitely circled on our schedule. And I think this is going to keep us rolling into the playoffs, and hopefully we'll take a good run.
Salazar had a game of his own. He scored 2 touchdowns over 70 yards, putting his career receiving yards at over 3,000.
That was kind of something in the back of my mind, so I was thinking about it. But, in the moment I wasn't, and then once I come to the sideline, it feels awesome.
You can see high school football playoff highlights on our After the Whistle show that airs live at 11:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel, PSU Belisario College Student Media. Big milestone for State High head football coach Matt Lintel on his 100th career win as head coach of the Little Lions. State College will face Williamsport High School away this weekend for the second round of the PIAA playoffs.
Super excited to do it here at home, to have my family here, to do it in front of our stadium, and most importantly, to be with our kids and our coaching staff.
On to Penn State men's basketball, which is off to a blazing start to the new season. They take the court again tonight against St. Francis. The Lions are coming off a dominating win Friday against Maryland-Baltimore County. That score was 103-54. It's also the first time in program history that Penn State has scored 100 or more points in consecutive games. 5 Nittany Lions scored in double digits, with Yannick Conan Niederhauser leading the way with 18 points. Tonight's game is at 7 p.m. at the BJC, and it's Military Appreciation Night. And turning to the Lady Lions, they're off to a 3-0 start this season and will be back on the court Thursday at home against Niagara. On Sunday, Penn State beat Duquesne at the BJC. Sophomore guard Mariah Murray led the way with 26 points. The reigning national champion wrestling team opens the season this weekend at Rec Hall. After an exhibition on Saturday, they'll take on Drexel on Sunday. I took a look ahead as the Nittany Lions go for their 4th straight national title. There's not been a more dominant national program in college wrestling in the last decade than Penn State. Led by Cale Sanderson, the Nittany Lions have won 11 of the last 13 team national titles. This year's squad returns 5 All-Americans, including reigning national champions Greg Kirkfleet and Carter Starachi. Despite graduating multiple key pieces, this is one of the deepest and most competitive programs in the entire country. We heard from Sanderson at team's preseason media day.
Every season's kind of the same for us. We just are excited to see where we are and then just build from there. We'll see where we're at, and then we'll just keep getting better and be at our best in the big moments.
While the Lions shoot for their 4th straight national championship, individual history could be made as well. Starachi, the graduate student from Erie, has the chance to do something that's never been done in college wrestling history. He's gunning for his 5th individual national championship.
For me, there is never any pressure. Like for me, I really couldn't care less about 5 NCAA titles, 4 NCAA titles. Like for me, it's not even about all that. Like for me, I just truly love going out there and just smashing somebody.
Penn State has not lost a dual meet since Iowa beat them way back in 2020. This is the third straight season the Nittany Lions have opened as the #1 team in the NCAA preseason poll. In University Park, I'm Jack Kiefer for the Center County Report. Since his arrival in 2009, Sanderson has built this program from the bottom up as they look to continue this generational run entering Sunday. The Drexel match begins at 1 p.m. That's all for sports. Now back to you, Isabella and Michaela at the desk.
I'm so excited that Penn State basketball is back for their season.
I'm just happy Penn State football is back in the top 5 and hopefully making it to playoffs.
Thanks, Jack. Coming up next, we'll take a look into the annual event in Center County that's set to make a return next week. See what's on the schedule after the break. The holidays are almost here, and Downtown State College is getting ready for an annual November tradition. Light Up Night is set for next Thursday, November 21st from 5 till 8 p.m. It happens on Allen Street and at MLK Plaza. The Winter Carnival includes music, hot drinks, free trolley rides, lighting displays, live reindeer, an artesian market, and photos with Santa. Of course, one of the big highlights is the Christmas tree lighting at the Allen Street gates. It's the 5th year for the event to welcome the holiday season. Lots of fun, but that's all we have for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Friday for our next local news update.
And you can follow us anytime for breaking news on the Center County Report X, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.